We still at it, even on vacation. Hey guys, this is not how I intended to start the video, but here we are. It's a get ready with me type video today. It's a nice little sit down video, and we're getting ready to discuss something really interesting that I didn't know I'd be sharing about at such an early point. But yeah, sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Okay, welcome again, guys, to another video. I do hope that you are all doing well. I'm sorry if the lighting is bad, but I'm actually doing this from a hotel room. Yeah, we're actually on family vacation. If you're seeing this in September, it's like a month later. So, yes. Today we're going to be talking about PCOS, which stands for polycystic ovarian syndrome. It is PCOS Awareness Month, and so I thought it fitting to just kind of share my story, because when I first found out about the diagnosis, it was videos like these that helped me through and made me feel like I'm not alone. So just to give you kind of a formal definition, PCOS, as I said before, polycystic ovarian syndrome, is polycystic ovary syndrome. This is basically where the ovaries make large amounts of androgens, which are male hormones. Small fluid-like sacs, in other words cysts, may form in the ovaries. These can often be seen on an ultrasound. The hormonal changes can prevent eggs from maturing, and so ovulation may not take place consistently. Sometimes a woman with polycystic ovary syndrome will have irregular periods or stop menstruating completely. In addition, the condition is associated with obesity, infertility, and hirsutism, which is excessive hair growth and acne. This condition may be caused by a hormonal imbalance, although the exact cause is unknown. Treatment of PCOS depends on whether a woman desires pregnancy. If pregnancy is not a goal, then weight loss, oral contraceptive pills, and the medication metformin, an insulin sensitizer used in diabetes, can regulate a woman's cycles. If pregnancy is desired, ovulation stimulating medications can be tried. So that's basically just to give you some background on, what is this polycystic ovarian syndrome thing. How do I start this? Okay, so exactly a year ago, I was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. I think a good place to start is some of the symptoms I was having. So I had my menarche that's my first period, in January 2017. Yes, January 2017. So 5 years ago and some months. Of course, in the first year, I started noticing some irregularities in my cycle, but after doing some reading, I realized that it's nothing to be concerned about, because you're just starting. Obviously, your cycle is not going to regulate right off the bat. So I didn't pay much mind. What I did read though is if after 2 years you're still not having a regular cycle, then you should see a doctor. 2 years passed and it still wasn't regular. And what I mean by this is like 2 months would pass, sometimes 3, 4 months without having a period. I was having the time of my life. I thought, this is good, this is great, living the life. But of course, I still told my mom. I said, "Well, this is what is happening. I'm not sure, what to do. If it's something like really, something to really be concerned about." But I just shared with her. 4 years in, um, I was still having regular cycles, and one specific time, it was 4 whole months late. So I said, "No, this is far from normal." And then what pushed me as well to kind of just get it checked out was the effects of that. So when it did come back after the 4 months, I didn't do anything really special to try to make it come back. As I said, I didn't mind. But when it came back, I had severe cramps. And when I say severe, I mean I used to have cramps, but that particular time it was just super unbearable. I was falling in and out of consciousness, and nothing I did could help. The painkillers couldn't help, heating pad, nothing. And it was really uncomfortable to say the least. I remember vomiting, um, just the worst symptoms you could possibly think of. I was experiencing that, and it was just horrible. So my mom was like, "Yeah, this is definitely not something to just brush aside. You're going to the gynecologist next month." So she made an appointment for me, and I went. Um, when I arrived there, the doctor, she just cut to the chase. She's like, "Okay, what's going on? What are you experiencing?" And I told her, irregular periods, all of that jazz. And, she started asking, um, how often does that run? How often do I normally have a period? All of that. And I told her, and we're just there talking. And then she said she wants to examine me. This is what they don't tell you when you're going to the gynecologist. They don't tell you that they're literally going to examine your privates. Anyway, she did. And she pressed down on my belly, asked me if I was feeling any pain. Told her no. But then, like 2 minutes after that, she was like, "Do you know what PCOS is?" And I did, because I think during that time, a lot of or the awareness surrounding PCOS was increasing. So I would hear about it here and there. So I said, "Yeah, I know what that is." And from she asked me that question, I know that yep, she's gonna say I have PCOS. Um, how did I feel? I felt normal. I wasn't happy, obviously, and I wasn't sad, but there's a certain peace with having a diagnosis. You finally feel like, okay, I know what's happening with my body and I can do something to help it. So, she told me about PCOS, she told me treatment options and all of that. So she sent me to do a um, ultrasound. Um, yeah, she sent me to do an ultrasound, and also, oh, it was just the ultrasound. She was supposed to um, let me do a blood test, but she didn't. I think basically what she was saying is only the ultrasound was really crucial at that point, because she wanted to know if I have cystic ovaries. So, just a little background on that. For a doctor, or for you to be diagnosed with PCOS, your doctor will look for two of three symptoms. The main three symptoms are high androgen levels, um, yeah, high androgen levels, which are really male hormones. These show up in, like I read earlier, hirsutism, which is um, you have like male features. So, for example, when she was examining my belly, she saw that there was a lot of hair on my chest. Well, not a lot, but stuff like that. I forgot what the term is. Basically, presence of male features, I guess. But you understand what I'm saying, I'm sure. So that's one of the three main symptoms. Second one, the second one is sorry about that. The second one is I'm sorry, cystic ovaries, and then the third, of course, is our irregular periods. So how she diagnosed me right on spot is because she was saying she's seeing evidence of male or excessive male hormones, and then she's seeing that I have an irregular cycle. But she wanted to know also if I have cystic ovaries. So did the ultrasound, and long story short, it came back that cysts were present. So she discussed the treatment options with me, and she told me that um birth control pills would be the best option. So I am kind of like, okay, you should know best. So let me just go with what you're saying here. So she gave me the prescription. Yes, guys. Sorry again. So yes, she gave me the prescription, and I got the birth control because I mean that's what she said I should do. Um, I was on it for like 2 months before I said no, this is not for me. Um, the main reason was I was just experiencing really, really low moods. Like that thing can mess you up. That thing can mess you up. Um, I was just it was a dark period, to be honest. I remember one night I was home alone, just before my parents came in, and I just found myself in the room, in my bedroom, on the floor, just looking through the window. I don't even know what I was doing, but my mom came in and she's like, "Girl, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing?" And I could literally see the concern in her face. And I myself didn't know what was going on. But now looking back, I'm like, that was pretty strange. But no mood. I can't even explain it. But yeah. They say some of the side effects of birth control is anxiety and depression. I don't claim that. That's why I call it low moods. Praise God. But yes, that's why some women also opt for other birth control methods because the pill, even though it's effective, I would say the side effects aren't worth it. Alright. So coming out of that now, of course I had to try and navigate this thing on my own because my gynecologist did tell me that if I'm on it, I'm on it. I can't just come off and come off. Or come off and go back on when I feel like. So um, I decided that I'm not staying on it. So my health was not in my hands. Um, for my parents, I'm done. So they're like, okay, well, she did tell you that there are other methods. So natural methods, quote unquote, would be, changing your eating habits or your diet per se, and also having a sleep schedule and exercising. Like those three things make the world of a difference. So I started to try that. But that never lasted long because what I realized was things are kind of normal again. So um, I thought, okay, nothing's wrong with me. I'm healed. So I stopped the diet thing, which wasn't wise at all. I already wasn't exercising much. Again, not wise. So I basically wasn't doing anything. Alright. Yeah, so like I said, came off. Um so like for the next 4 months after that, everything was perfect. And mind you, when I was actually on the pill, oh, I'm happy I went back because there's something very important I forgot to mention. When I was on the pill, my period would come monthly, like monthly. Well, my period, even early sometimes. So that was good. It was light, pain free, everything. But what they don't tell you about the pill is not only that it comes with low moods and all of that, but it doesn't really solve the problem. It doesn't really cure anything. It doesn't really like address the actual issue. All right. It's more like a band-aid, like a cover up. So I'll just put it to you this way. Being that it is a birth control pill, it therefore means it prevents ovulation. All right. That means no egg is being released into the uterus. So how can it then be a period when a period is the release of or the shedding of your uterus wall when you don't have or you don't get pregnant? It's not really a period, and this is what they don't tell you. It's more like a, let me check my notes to for the right term. It's call it breakthrough bleeding, or just basically the only reason you have a flow is because of the estrogen that enters your body that causes that buildup on your uterus wall. In layman terms, but it doesn't solve the problem. It doesn't help you. All right, it doesn't put you in better health, and that's one of the things I was disappointed with my gynecologist about because she's a great doctor and all. I don't feel like she, you know, walked me through everything in detail. I feel like because she has PCOS patients coming to her every day, she doesn't like go in depth or let them understand the weight of this thing. But yeah, that's one of the things I that really made me just say, okay, that's it for birth control. Like I said, not everything was normal for like 4 months after that, and then I realized things started to become irregular again. So I'm like, okay, this is not good. I'm definitely going to have to go back um to the dieting and all of that stuff. Um, that's one more thing with birth control. Women with PCOS do who want to get pregnant do take birth control to help as well, because when you do come off, it makes your cycle regular for a couple months after that, but then it just goes back. All right. So that's that. That's pretty much my journey in a nutshell. It was discovering this diagnosis, starting treatment, coming back after treatment, um, doing my own thing, and now here I am, basically starting over again. But why I'm doing this video is to just help somebody, sisters out there, Cysters. You're not alone, and even if you're, you know, not or you don't have PCOS, you probably know somebody who does, and this information can help you to help them. All right, because it's a lonely journey. When I just found out, I felt like I was all alone, and that I don't even know. I just felt like I was the only one going through this. But soon after I realized that's not true. And it helped to see videos like these. It helped to see other sisters coming out and sharing about their journey and ways, I could basically lessen my symptoms. So looking on my notes I made last year this time, I just want to make sure I'm not leaving out anything. But some of the other symptoms that comes with this condition is fatigue. And I say fatigue again. I recently did a blood count test. Yes, basically a blood test. But this is just because I'm going into university and it's part of my medical. But I'm happy I'm doing it because I literally have no energy some days. Some days I feel like I can take on the world. And other days I just want to sleep in. And it's really it's hard to do it sometimes because you want to do things but you just can't. The energy is not there. Um, it's discouraging at times. So I'm waiting on the results for the blood test to come back to see if I'm anemic or what is going on. But truth be told, I should have done the blood test from the very first time I went to the gynecologist. She should have advised me to do it because that would also tell me what my hormone levels are like, right? So if you're experiencing these symptoms and you go to a professional about it, ask them for a referral to do a blood test. The ultrasound is effective, but it doesn't help altogether. So hair loss, I had hair loss again. Yeah, my hair just started to shed. Weight gain in the midsection, in other words, belly fat. Women with PCOS have a hard time losing weight in their belly. I'll have to do some more reading on that, but yeah, I came to find out about that a couple months back when I was reading. What else? There's no one size fits all approach for PCOS. Don't ignore your symptoms. It looks different for everyone. Be patient with yourself. Learn as you grow. And yeah, God cares about your whole man, and healing is already your portion if you believe it. I just see this as a part of my story, a part of the greater good. I already believe God for my healing. I know that, this story is just for His glory, and that's why I'm sharing it. And just know that you're not alone. Yeah, I think that's where I'll end the video. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope that it helped you in some way, shape, or form. Don't forget to leave a like. Well, actually, that's not what I wanted to say. Don't be afraid to go in the comments with any questions you have, and let's just engage there. I'll be trying to answer every question or comment. Yeah, so we can engage there because I'm sure I didn't cover everything, but I'm sure I covered the main points. Thank you for watching. God bless you. The breath in my lungs. Thank you for the strength in my body.